My name is Roshan Muhammed Salih. I'm the editor of Five Pillars. I've basically been a journalist for more years than I care to remember, and I focus on the Muslim community both in the UK and abroad.
Brother, what was your key message that you gave to the people here?
I think the key message from today is that we've tried everything over the last year and a half. We've tried protesting, we've tried boycotting, we've tried direct action, raising awareness, and of course, alhamdulillah, that has succeeded to a certain extent in turning public opinion against Israel, but it's not enough. Because the Palestinians face imminent genocide and extermination and expulsion right now. So my key message today was basically we have to clearly call for Muslim armies and perhaps even non-Muslim allies to intervene militarily now, to put that military threat on the table against Israel to stop this genocide.
Some would argue that it's futile to ask for the Arab world to, or the Muslim rulers to do anything because they are in the pockets of the West.
Yeah.
How do you respond to that?
Yeah, it's an uphill task. It's true that Muslim rulers are generally in the pocket of the West or under very heavy influence, and armies are generally subservient to those rulers. But as we've seen during the Arab Spring, populations can uprise, armies can uprise against their rulers. And I guess that's what we're calling, because we have no faith in Muslim rulers. We know that they're in the pocket of the West. We know they're corrupt. We know that, some of them, it's a stretch even to call them Muslims, quite frankly. I'm not one to make tafsir quickly, but I think that's not a controversial statement. But the people are something else, and I think there are sincere people amongst the armies. Ultimately, these armies are made up of ordinary Muslims, ordinary people who cry when they see the images from Gaza all the time. So I guess it's us appealing to them rather than the corrupt rulers.
We've seen the demos in Pakistan and Bangladesh. Over 2 million people came out. Yeah. How come the Arab world, the Arab Muslims, how come they're not moving? How come there's no demonstrations like that of Pakistan and Bangladesh?
You've got to understand, brother, that the Arab world is a world of despotism, and people are scared, and they've been through wars, they've been through oppression for, donkey's years now, and people are pacified. And also, they're subject to a lot of propaganda as well. In places like Egypt, there's a lot of anti-Palestinian propaganda. Palestinians, through the official Egyptian media, are portrayed as troublemakers, and that are putting the national security of Egypt at risk. So I think the reason why we're perhaps not seeing these massive demonstrations in the Arab world is twofold. One is because, unfortunately, a lot of people in those countries have been subject to a process of secularization and propaganda from their rulers and their media, but also because I believe the majority do want to go out into the streets, but they're scared. They've been through wars recently. They've been through an Arab Spring, which has largely failed. So they feel that they've uprised and failed. So it's probably just a minority of people who are actually making these calls. But I do see this, and I do have hope that they will descend into the streets and they will put unbearable pressure on their armies and their rulers to finally intervene on behalf of the Palestinians.
The final message to the people here and in the West, what would you want them to do?
Well, I just want people to literally put Gaza first, before their own welfare, before their own jobs, before their own freedom even. Because ultimately, certain, Muslims living in the West, especially, we live a life of comfort. We live a life of ease. And frankly, we live a life of dunya, and that is not the Islamic mindset. The Islamic mindset is not to be comfortable where you are. The Islamic mindset is to struggle and to expect struggle and to welcome struggle. So I want to see people putting Gaza first before themselves, before their children, before their families, because that ultimately is the central issue of the Ummah, the central issue of our lifetimes, political issue and also religious issue. And we cannot be the generation which sees Masjid al-Aqsa destroyed, which sees Palestine lost. As I said during my speech, I'd rather be dead or in jail, quite frankly, than be part of that generation.